Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome your host of the Freeplay 2020 Awards, me! Things are a little different this year. They're no less fun, no less impressive, but I can't deny it sucks being in this room, getting attention from just a few dozen of you online, when I could be in real life getting the same attention from several dozen of you. My name is Jonathan Rubach and welcome to the Freeplay Awards for 2020. I'd like to begin by acknowledging this country. Freeplay's award night broadcasts from the stolen lands of the Wurundjeri and Wurrung people of the Kulin Nations, where stories have been shared and games have been played since time immemorial. We pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and to anybody watching who has a connection to the world's oldest continuing culture. Sovereignty here was never ceded. As I said, things are a little different this year. We're running a quick awards night here on Zoom. We've got a room of waiting nominees, all of whom have submitted some excellent games. The work involved, I cannot begin to tally in my head, nor with the most advanced adding or graphics calculators. Basically, tonight, we're going to play a couple videos from our panel of judges. They're going to introduce their categories, explain some of the entries and what they liked about them. We've sprinkled in some honorable mentions to those, unrelated to category. They're just coming up because they were great games that needed recognition, but we couldn't find a specific category for them, or just needed a general shout out. I'm sure our awards chair, Jason Imms, will tell you all about that process in just a few seconds. For those of you joining us on Zoom, the Freeplay staff are here. In addition to me, we got Ben and Chad and Jeannie over here on my right. In real life, should a nominee win an award, and I certainly hope some of the nominees do win awards, we will drag you from the Zoom meeting room, waiting room, into the main in a timely fashion, with some warning, of course, and you can say a few words on your game and your fantastic achievements, which I, for one, am jazzed to be celebrating. To get us started, I think I will throw things over to our awards chair, Jason Imms, who has some remarks of his own and those on behalf of the board. And I'm sure a little flavor about this year's awards, and how exciting they were to judge. If you'll bear with me while I awkwardly and while sharing this clip, I'm sure we'll be off on a roll very quickly.
Hello friends, my name is Jason Imms and I'm the Freeplay Awards Chair for 2020. My pronouns are he, him. Another year. Another slate of amazing, artful, heartful games for us to celebrate here at the Freeplay Awards. Another group of emerging practitioners to get to know and follow, and another handful of established game makers showing continued mastery of their craft. Yep, just another lovely Freeplay. Just a regular, normal, good old, reliable Freeplay. Nothing odd or weird or different about this year, huh? Except I'm at home. This is my house. I'm not speaking to you on Wurundjeri land. I'm speaking on Muanina land. I can't see and be made nervous by all your lovely faces in the crowd. I'm not holding a free drink. It's a bit early. I'm recording this in advance. I'm not in one of your beautiful arts venues or, a cool warehouse or whatever. I'm here in Hobart. There's a pandemic on, so this year, for good reason, we can't be together, and I'm sad. I'm sad that I can't feel your energy in the room. I'm sad that we're not enveloped in damn near consecutive hugs. I'm sad my hair looks like this because I've avoided a haircut for months. I'm sad that the world is so full of heartache and injustice and wildly increased background levels of stress and anxiety, and that I just feel so powerless in the face of it all. And yet, here we all are, gathered together while staying apart, as part of the longest running indie games festival in the world. Yes, I'm sad, but in this moment, my heart is full of joy and hope for the future because we're celebrating something beautiful. All the games highlighted here tonight, whether they're winners or finalists or entrants, and all the games that weren't submitted for any reason whatsoever, are reminders that humanity is so much more than the global crisis of the moment. We're here together to be reminded by these games of the parts of life that exist outside the four walls of our homes or inside our own skulls and subconscious. To hear others' stories, to be entertained or challenged. We're here tonight because celebration is a salve, and we could use more of those right now, I reckon. So from me and the entire Freeplay board, thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you to every single one of our entrants for doing the labour, and it is labour, of writing award submissions and crowing about yourselves and your projects in the face of all this uncertainty and stress. Thank you to our judging cohort who showed up and did just an incredible amount of work to assess and deliberate on this year's submissions. Thank you to the festival team for pulling out all the stops to deliver the first ever fully online Freeplay festival. It's a massive achievement. And thank you especially to Chad Toprak, our festival director, who year upon year not only delivers an amazing event, but does so with a heart for giving platform to emerging, marginalised, softly spoken, or rarely heard voices. And finally, thank you to all of you for your continued care for this festival and our frankly gorgeous community of game makers from right around the world. Thank you for joining us in these uncertain times, in these crazy circumstances, to be a part of this moment. And here's to meeting together next year in person. Cheers.
Thank you, Jason. Always good to hear from you. I wish I had known. There were so many touching words in your opening remarks. Had I known, I wouldn't have attempted to add some of my own. I'm excited to get started. Everyone in the chat's excited to get started. I feel like one of your common internet streamers right now, and I'm about to commentate a Dota 2 match or something more exciting than that. We're going to head into our awards categories now, a little bit about how they work. We have a large panel of judges, many of whom who have submitted some videos of them and their notes for us to play, and we will do that. And if the nominees are around, they can come on and have some words after those judges have spoken. And for those who couldn't be with us, some of them have sent in some statements for me to read. So Jason doesn't get to deliver all the kind words tonight. I'd like to get the ball rolling with our first category, the Excellence in Design Award. Joining us, a guest judge to present this award is Jay Stewart, who has a great little clip for us, which I'm going to share with you now.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've all really enjoyed the festival. I'm here to present the award for Excellence in Design. There was some incredibly strong competition in design this year. It was a real challenge for us to decide the winner in this category. All of these games showed excellence in their approach to design, whether it was clever genre fusion, insightful design deconstruction, elegant minimalism, thoughtful narrative design, or finely honed mechanics. These games know exactly what they're doing. They do it oh so well. The finalists for the Freeplay Excellence in Design Award for 2020 are A Hand with Many Fingers by Celestia.
Closer look, they discovered a tangled web of intrigue.
Archaeological Chess by 2PM Studios. Barcore by Wayne Shaw. Life Tested Cardboard by Demensa. Moon Quest by Benjamin Porter. And the winner for the 2020 Freeplay Award for Excellence Excellence in Design is A Hand with Many Fingers by Celestia. This game impressed us oh so much with its subtle, slow burn. It's a conspiracy thriller where you play a researcher and it just has this incredible command of pacing, with these moments of fumbling around, searching for information, and these make the moments of discovery so much more richer, and the building sense of unease that grows as you play, just a bit more unnerving. As you do all this, you're uncovering a conspiracy based on real-world events. There have been a number of detective games over the past few years. This is one with a strong anti-establishment bend. Congratulations to Celestia and to all of the finalists for their incredible achievements. Thank you.
It appeared at first glance to be just another bank failure. But after Australian authorities began taking a closer look, they discovered a tangled web of intrigue. A mysterious death, the body later dug up from its grave, big-time drug operations, and the Central Intelligence Agency.
I told you the clip was good. Congratulations to Celestia for the win there in the Excellence in Design category. It is certainly no conspiracy that that game is recognized for its contributions in Australian games this year. Next up is the Excellence in Visual Art Award, presented via MP4 video by Alan Nicole here. I've done it.
From my living room. I hope that you're having a wonderful Freeplay Festival from home. I foolishly thought it was a good idea to cut my own hair last night before filming this, so now I'm really excited for that to be on the internet forever. Before I get started, I just wanted to give an honourable mention to Paint Game by Max Myers. This was a really exciting game for me. I really enjoyed the time that I spent in this world. It's a really unique take on the colouring game genre, and I'm super interested in the way that it plays with perspective by making you paint a 3D space as a series of different 2D planes. So if you have the time, I highly recommend checking it out. Now on to the finalists for the Excellence in Visual Art Award. We have Aleph A Life by Mohammed Shamez, Endless Scroll by Cecil Richard, Peaceful Places by Jonathan Rubock, Kenoto by Studio Flip, and Unfamiliar by Manatee. And the winner of the 2020 Excellence in Visual Art Award is Endless Scroll by Cecil Richard. Congratulations.
And I believe we have Cecile here to say a few words. Is that correct?
Yeah, hold on.
What a treat.
I'm in the room now. Oh my god. I don't know. Wait. Yeah, okay.
Go right ahead.
This is so confusing because I'm watching the thing in the zone and I'm watching the thing on YouTube and I'm like in the chat and I'm like, ugh, like
That's
I don't know what's
okay.
going on. But I'm like, this is the trophy that I'm holding. It's here. Just imagine that it's here. There we go. Cool. Yeah, cool. Well, thank you so much for this. I don't know what else to say, honestly. Like, oh boy, this is confusing. This is so confusing. Anyway, sorry, like, because it's like, it's got all the audio. Anyway, thank you for everyone. Thank you. I don't know, in the zone. Shout out to the zone, and that's it. Honestly, the zone is everything. And also, like, for Rory Green to, you know, for helping me to just write this game. Honestly, it's good. It's good as hell. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to say some words and for taking the bullet of going first in this new...
Oh man, this is so scary. Anyway.
Oh my word. Truly, thanks for being with us. Up so late.
Yeah, well, you know, it'd be like that. Cool.
All right, I'll move us along, shall I?
Sweet.
Thanks, Cecile.
Bye.
Next up is the Excellence in Audio Award presented by Xander Hume. Great clip here. Very excited for it. Hope I'm not repeating myself. I just love hearing from all the judges and learning about all the smashing games that came out this year. And you're about to see a few more. Take it away, Xander.
Hello. Firstly, we'd like to give an honourable mention to a game that pleasantly surprised us. It's not often that a game encourages you to break it, and even less often that the game handles being broken with such grace. So we'd like to give an honourable mention to Red Desert Render by Ian McClarty.
It's just impossible to kind of recreate all those circumstances that kind of created that feeling. Do you want to have a bath?
Yeah.
And now onto the audio category. This year's finalists for Excellence in Audio are An Infinite Calm by Jared Delaney, Link by Joe Louis Robinson,
I don't suppose we'll ever know.
Moonquest by Benjamin Porter, Something Looks Weird by Chris Gebbing, and Unfamiliar by Manatee. This year's winner really blew us away with its extensive and varied soundtrack, which not only touched on many styles and themes, but really made each of them feel like they truly belonged to the game. So I'm proud to announce the winner for the Freeplay 2020 Award for Excellence in Audio goes to Unfamiliar by Manatee.
Wow. How good's that? Congrats, of course, to the Manatee team there, who we don't have with us at the very precise moment. But if they join us a little later on, they're of course welcome to join and take some words of acceptance for that. The Excellence in Audio Award. Next up, I'm delighted to introduce my friend, Sam Crisp, a guest judge presenting the Excellence in Narrative Award. Another action-packed category, some great games in here. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm really happy to be joining you for the 2020 Freeplay Awards via video. I hope you're all having an excellent night. I'm here to present the award for Excellence in Narrative. But before I jump into that, I have another honorable mention to announce. So I'm very happy to present an honorable mention to Misadventure in Little Lon by True Crime Mysteries. Misadventure in Little Lon is a game that brings mystery storytelling and adventure game puzzles into the world of augmented reality. Its story is also inspired by local Melbourne history from the 1910s, and indeed requires players to go out and film real-world locations in which the game takes place on their phone, and it superimposes 3D characters on top of it. There's your photorealistic graphics right there. Who needs a PS5? It's a real clever game.
Give you a secret if you give me a penny.
Move along. Nothing to see here.
And now onto our main category. Narrative. Narrative was a fantastic category this year, as it is every year. There are so many Australian games that are being made that are really pushing things forward when it comes to narrative in games. These are games that are really thinking about how games and stories do things with each other. And the judges had so much to talk about with all the entrants, and especially with the finalists. If you're not paying attention to these games, you're going to be left behind. So here they are. Here are the finalists for Excellence in Narrative. A Hand with Many Fingers by
Central
Colestia.
Intelligence Agency.
Endless Scroll by Cecile Richard. First Date Can't Relate by Rukia Patel. Life Tastes Like Cardboard by Demensa. Middle of the Hill by Meredith Hall.
Our mother knew the words to a lot of different songs, and we'd always sing the harmonies when we'd sing along. She had cool, cool hands when the fever hit. Then the noises that the trains made sounded like people in my head.
And the winner of the 2020 Freeplay Award for Excellence in Narrative goes to Life Tastes Like Cardboard by Demensa. Huge congratulations to Demensa for this game, Life Tastes Like Cardboard. This is a game of real emotional scope and a strong wit. The game manages to reinvent itself with every scene, but brings everything back to its core themes of isolation and solitude. These are themes that are unexpectedly relevant in the current moment, in which everyone is dealing with isolation in new ways, or perhaps ways that are all too familiar. So once again, congrats to Demensa and to all the finalists. And back over to you, Jonathan.
Wow. Congrats, of course, to Foster McFarlane there for the Excellence in Narrative win. Foster sent in some notes for me to read. They'd like to say, thanks to my family and friends for being nice to me. Thanks to my friend Sai for playtesting and giving feedback. And thanks to the Freeplay organizers and judges for putting on such an amazing festival. To be clear, the compliments to the Freeplay Festival were sent to us recently and not during the judging process. So feel free to compliment the whole Freeplay team or me specifically as much as you like from this moment onwards. There'll be no allegations from me. Moving on, we have the Non-Digital Game Award presented by Lexi Mason Davis. More great games here. Many that don't come across on video, But you can always go to the Freeplay Awards site right now even and look up all these games' itch pages, download their rules, play with your friends. Non-digital games don't get enough video attention for the logistic reasons involved, but they're still great fun. The judges had a lot of fun testing these out and judging them. Without further ado, take it away, Lexi.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lexi. I hope you're all doing well tonight. It's truly a pleasure to present the 2020 Freeplay Awards for non-digital games. Judging this category was particularly challenging this year, as we had to overhaul our usual process to account for shelter-in-place orders. However, we had a spectacular range of submissions that was well worth the effort, and picking a winner from this selection was a truly difficult decision. With that, the finalists for this year are Archaeological Chess by 2PM Studios, Dealing Blows by State of Mind Games,
One stamina. One stamina. Okay, yeah, I don't you, so
know.
you two to me.
Homebound by Aaron Lim, Relics, A Game of Angels by Tin Star Games, The Outer Worlds by Aaron Lim, and the winner of the 2020 Freeplay Award for non-digital games is The Outer Worlds by Aaron Lim. Congratulations to Aaron for this award. The Outer Worlds is a story game about making connections between doomed worlds using your hands, fingers, and fingerprints as guides. It is a game about reaching out and having others reach back, which encompasses the spirit of this year's festival theme and the Freeplay Awards in general.
Take it away, Aaron. Are you there?
Yeah.
Go right ahead, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for the award. I guess I want to give a shout out to Brisbane because I wrote that on a plane from Brisbane back to Malaysia, back to Melbourne. So thanks, Brisbane. And also shout outs to all the other people who are making non-digital games in Australia. Like, there's a really great group of people there. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Aaron, for taking the time to join us on Zoom and for the game that impressed the judges so much. Moving along, our next category is the Microgame Award presented by Samantha Schaffer. They explain how the category works. I'm just going to let them take it away.
Hello, comrades. I'm so honored and delighted to be the completely, totally average height judge presenting the Freeplay Microgame Award via this featureless video in which my height is impossible to determine, so you're forced to take my word for it. But before we jump into that, I'd like to give an honorable mention to Pathways by Tim Snowden for the unique way it blends game, choreography, and poetry, and for asking me to track the density of my elbow. I've never really considered my elbow density before. That was nice. Now, let's talk microgames. Freeplay defines a microgame as a game that can be completed in its entirety in an hour or less. In our judging, we look for games that make good use of that time, games that take simple mechanics and push them to their limits, and games that are brief glimpses into the personal or the unusual, games that know when to stop talking and announce the finalists already. The Freeplay Microgame Award finalists are Barcore by Wayne Tron. Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Endless Scroll by Cecile Richard. Middle of the Hill by Meredith Hall. By Ian McClarty and Gemma Mahadio. Something Looks Weird by Chris Gebbing. And the winner of the 2020 Microgame Award is Something Looks Weird by Chris Gebbing.
Congratulations, Chris. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, take it
wow.
away.
Okay, I really did not expect this, which is why I had these notes prepared earlier. Firstly, thank you to all my friends and everyone who played this game and said, no, Chris, it's fine, it's a good game. Thank you for everyone at Freeplay, especially the other finalists who did amazing games, and all the... Oh god, okay. Sorry. Just heard my own voice. Terrifying. And I just wanted to say, honestly, that I've always been someone looking in from the games industry, from the outside. So for this brief moment, I can feel like I belong. And I really appreciate everyone who played my game. It means so much to me. Okay, that's it. Sorry.
Thank you so much for your gentle words and for being with us to accept the well-deserved win. Chris, great to hear from you.
Thank you.
Oof, man. Obviously, I love all of these games. I love hearing from their creators and from the judges who poured over them for hours and I assume fought with weapons for who they thought deserved the top spot. I can tell you from editing the footage and playing these games to collect that footage in producing these awards that it can't have been easy. They are all excellent for thousands of different reasons, and each one of them has something that the next does not. In speaking of surprises, earlier Aaron gave thanks to the city of Brisbane, and you might be surprised to hear me say this, but I'd like to thank Brisbane too for bringing us our next judge for the Experimental Game Award. Please welcome my friend and arch nemesis, Brendan Keogh.
Hi everyone, my name is Brendan Keogh and I'm very pleased to be here to present the 2020 Freeplay Experimental Game Award. So our finalists for the Experimental Game Award category are A Left for Life by Mohammed Shamaz, Life Tastes Like Cardboard by Demensa, If We Were Allowed to Visit by Ian McLarty and Gemma Mahadeo, Soon Only the Ocean by Max Myers, and The Outer Worlds by Aaron Lim. And the winner of the 2020 Experimental Game Award is If We Were Allowed to Visit by Ian McLarty and Gemma Mahadeo. So this game really wowed the judges. When people were playing it during our chats and deliberations, you could just hear someone just suddenly just go, oh wow, this is amazing. As soon as they open it up, it just immediately hits you in the face with what it's trying to do. So what we see in If We Were Allowed to Visit is just a really, really fascinating marriage of poetry and video games as two different mediums. So no shortage of people in the past have said, oh, I'm making this video game as a poem or video games as poetry. And we see a lot of that, especially in the micro category. But what we see with If We Were Allowed to Visit is kind of the form of poetry, the way poetry plays with the spacing of the spacing of words, the rhythm of words, the way of words look on white paper, really playing with that in the interactive, navigable 3D spaces of video games in just a really, really interesting ways that holds on to the poetryness of a poetry, but also the video gameness of a video game in a way that I don't think any of the judges have really ever seen before. It's really, really breathtaking, and you can play it in your browser, and it won't take long for you to play. And I really encourage you to go open a new tab and check it out right now. And while you're there, bookmark all the other finalists and go give all of them a go, because they're well worth your time. Thanks, everyone. Congratulations to all the finalists and the winner. Back to you, Jonathan.
Brandon makes a great point there. I believe Ian and Gemma are here as we speak. Is that true? Take it away. Give us some words.
Ian, do you want to go first?
The
mastermind?
I just want to say thank you very much, and thank you, Gemma, for making this with me. It was a really relaxed and kind of chilled and enjoyable experience. So thank you.
That's it.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you so much, Ian, for basically being the mastermind behind this. I mean, what did I do? All I did was provide letters and arrange them and then order them in funny ways. And Ian had to get my text and kind of arrange them and put them into the game. He even came over to record my a piano that's at my place that's really out of tune. So it sounds really haunted. And also thank you, Ian, for letting my cat's butt and tail appear in the game. And yeah, wow, I can't believe I'm part of this, because as someone who also feels that they sit on the outside looking in, very much a fan of the indie games industry, this is just was not expected. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone at Freeplay, and congrats to everyone that's been nominated so far. My gosh, there's so many amazing games to chase up.
Thank you, Ian and Gemma, for being with us and sharing some insight into the lovely game and how it got made. Bless is all I can say. Ian and Gemma's game, like Brendan said, is a browser game. And once more, you can take a look at the Freeplay Awards site to get a hyperlinked list of all the games that you'll be seeing some footage of today, and follow along, because I appreciate we might be moving a bit too fast. And also we don't have the time to give a detailed shout out to all these amazing games. So the best way to get on top of things is to follow us along there. Congrats on that Experimental Game Award win, Gemma and Ian. A great place to experiment is when you're a student, learning to make games or interactive art or many connected disciplines. And we at Freeplay have a Student Game Award for celebrating the works created for just this purpose. Kevin Chen is here via MP4 video to present some of these games. And I gotta tell you, I know I say this about every category, but here especially, I was totally blown away with the content of the games featured here. Real treat coming up.
Hi, I'm Kevin. It is my honor to present this year's Freeplay Student Awards. Before that, I would like to give an honorable mention to Grip by One Bar Games.
Thank you for what you did.
You legend! I don't know how you did it, but seeing Tim get launched into the ground was the most satisfying thing I have ever seen.
You should have just looked away like everyone else.
Everyone at school couldn't stop talking about what you did.
You didn't have to stand up to Tim for me. But now, oh, you've painted the biggest target on your own back.
Grip is a 3D physics puzzle game that merges an emotional story with a beautiful natural environment. We were particularly impressed by the visual polish of the game. I'd like to now present the award for student games. This category is one very close to my heart. Whenever I'm asked, how did you get into the game scene? My answer always begins with, when I was a student, I made a game with some friends for a local indie festival called Freeplay. So for all of the students that submitted this year, whether or not you're a finalist, fantastic work, and I hope that Freeplay becomes an unforgettable part of your journey too. Without further ado, here are the finalists for the 2020 Freeplay Student Award category. Ascent of Grobe's Domain by Daniel Ferguson. of You by Know You Productions. Shelter Pelter by David Flintoft. Gremlin Brew by Nebulous Dingo. And 100 Ghost Stories by Helen Kwok. This year's Student Game Award winner had a very confident sense of identity and oozed a charming, unique aesthetic that stood out to the judges. It blended fun little head scratches with flavorful internet writing, and all in all was just a very enjoyable experience. I am pleased to announce that the Freeplay 2020 award for Best Student Game goes to Ascent of Grob's Domain by Daniel Ferguson. Congratulations.
Woo. Congrats on winning the Student Game Award, Daniel, who can't be with us, but I'm sure appreciates the recognition. I was blown away by this game when I laid eyes on it. Something totally fresh to the eyes, something totally lively and exciting. It brings your spirit up when you play it instead of down. Really glad to see that in there and to maybe give it some exposure to some people watching the stream. Go check out these games in the awards page and just drink in the new aesthetics, the new visuals coming out of some students around the country. We all agree, and you've seen evidence of, Australia is a great place to make some games. It's where great games are coming out of right now. The footage supports that. But did you know Australia isn't the only place they make games? Here to present our Across the Ditch Award is the awards chair, Jason Imms, who I believe in this clip also explains what across the ditch means. Take it away, Jason.
Hello friends, I'm here to tell you about the Across the Ditch Award, an award we share with our sibling indie games awards from New Zealand, the PADs. This category is our chance to celebrate games from makers in New Zealand, which as best as we can tell from over here, is a land filled to bursting with beautiful scenery, pure humanitarian wholesomeness, and some amazing games. The finalists for the Across the Ditch Award are Leap of Leaf by Andrew Savey, It Only Takes One by Tim Newbegin, Space Bear by Damon Smith, Library of Babel by Demi Chanzel, and This Too Shall Pass by Mark Loathes. And the winner is Leap of Leaf by Andrew Savey. Congratulations.
No way! What? Whoa. Ooh. Yeah. Oh. Hello?
Hi, Andrew.
Hey.
Congrats on the win. Do you have some remarks for us?
Yeah. Oh, I'm just so happy. Oh, I can't believe it. I'm just happy you guys all liked it and really enjoyed it. Yeah, but I'd like to thank the New Zealand Game Development Association. They really sort of helped me sort of see everything that was available for me. And then I'd like to give a shout out specifically to the New Zealand Game Dev Slack channel for all the emoji-based feedback. I love that. Really helpful for motivation and stuff like that. And then special shout out to all the game dev meetups that went down in Dunedin and Christchurch. Yeah, those were sort of the main crutches for me. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wicked. You know,
That's
funny
it,
thing,
man.
I recognize your voice from the sound effects in the game. Is that right?
Yeah, that's me.
I woke my partner up sometime last night by screaming, "Yeah!" every time the game yelled "yeah" at me.
No way.
Thanks for coming on and for joining us, and great work on the game and the award win. Totally deserved. Bless.
Wow. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Wow.
Next, I'd like to make note of an honorable mention that didn't fit into one of these categories for Shadows and Dust by Moloch Media. The judges say that Shadows and Dust captured the feeling of the inevitable, helpless, yet self-created confinement that resonated with my own experience of depression. I haven't played something that rides the line of inescapability and faux agency quite like this. Great stuff there, of course. I believe in the time that has passed, we've tracked down Daniel Ferguson, winner of the Student Game Award. If that's correct, maybe we can hear some remarks from them at this time. Nope. That's okay. We're still having some issues ourselves. I will move on. Daniel, if you're around, three Freeplay staff are in the chat. They're on deck. We can get you on for some remarks a little later in the show. That means that next up is a clip from, once again, Jason Imms, who is here to present this year's 2020 The Freeplay Award. I'm sure that after this video plays, if everything is timed right, the winner will receive their gold trophy. What? There's no gold trophy, but the enormous cash, no enormous cash prize, but the recognition, the bragging rights, the adoration of the judges and myself in playing and appreciating this game will be all yours. Take it away, Jason. Present us with 2020's Freeplay Award.
Hello, it is my absolute honour and privilege to share with you the winner of the big one, the 2020 Freeplay Award. This award celebrates our best game of the year, the game that most spoke to our judges and generated heaps of excited and deep conversations during the deliberations process. This year's winner of the Freeplay Award got us thinking, got us talking, and it really challenged us to look beneath the surface and consider what connections might lie beneath. It was a slow burn, this one, but over the course of the judging period, it was super exciting to see more and more judges coming around to it until it firmly secured its position at the top. So it is my great privilege to announce that the winner of the Freeplay Award for 2020 is A Hand with Many Fingers by Celestia.
When the Nugan Hand Bank of Sydney, Australia collapsed in 1980, it appeared at first glance to be just another bank failure. But after Australian authorities began taking a closer look, they discovered a tangled web of intrigue. A mysterious death, the body later dug up from its grave, big-time drug operations, and the Central Intelligence Agency.
Covering a conspiracy, based on real world events.
Congrats to David Cribb for A Hand with Many Fingers and its Freeplay Award win. David sent in these remarks for me to read. Thank you so much for the award. I'm really sorry I can't be there for the stream. I've been spending every free moment this week just playing through all these years' nominees. So many incredible games. I'm genuinely floored to be in the same ballpark as you all. And a huge thank you to the whole Freeplay team. It's a wild time to be throwing a festival, but the streams have all been incredible. And the zone is amazing. Wish I could have met you all in person, and much love to everyone. And I can't wait for Freeplay 2021. Me, it's David. I sincerely hope we can be all together soon, and as Jason put it, receiving consecutive hugs. Well, we've reached just about the end of the award categories. I have one more treat for you though, and that is a special guest who's been in the Zoom call this whole time. Our friend Chad. Are you there, Chad?
Hello, hello.
Floor is yours, buddy. I believe you have some remarks and thanks for everyone. And congrats on the festival, of course. As I must remark every year. Great stuff.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. And thank you all for tuning in. We hope you had a lovely and wonderful time during Freeplay and the Freeplay Awards. As Jonathan said, my name is Chad Toprak. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm the director of Freeplay, the world's longest running independent games festival. I'd like to begin my closing remarks by acknowledging that we host and broadcast from the stolen lands of the people of the Kulin Nations. And I'd like to pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging, and note that sovereignty was never ceded. I'd also like to acknowledge my solidarity with the Black communities, both here and around the world. Black Lives Matter. So, gosh, what an amazing festival filled with so many wonderful and personal and insightful talks. I feel truly blessed to have hosted each and every one of our speakers. From the bottom of my heart, I just wanted to say thank you for trusting Freeplay with your time and your experiences. And I just want to say that it means the world. And so thank you. Where do I start? I guess I do have a list of thank yous that I should probably go through. Firstly, I would like to thank our partner, City of Melbourne, for their continuous support, not only this year, but for the last 3 years of my directorship with Freeplay. Without your support, Freeplay would not be possible. So thank you to City of Melbourne. I'd like to thank our program partners, Knowledge Melbourne, Victoria Music Development Office, and VoiceWorks for coming on board and helping us with our program. So thank you. I'd like to thank the amazing champions of this year's festival, our sponsors, Mountains, Hipster Whale, League of Geeks. And I feel so blessed to be part of such a strong industry. I am grateful that we have such a vibrant ecosystem here, and we've come a long way. I remember many, many years ago looking outwards internationally at other scenes, particularly the Nordic scene at the time, and looking at how the large studios there would support all the experimental things that were happening with the indies and the people at the fringes. And I can proudly say that we are now starting to see that. So without your support, again, Freeplay would not be possible. So thank you so much. Last but not least, I want to give out a special thank you to House for coming on board as our awards sponsor this year. Thank you so much for making the awards possible. I would like to thank the Freeplay team. My gosh, everything this year ran super smoothly, and it was not easy. It was not easy, I would have to admit. With all the challenges that took place this year, ranging from the bushfires to COVID to the protests and many, many other disasters this year, the whole team had to work extremely hard in challenging conditions. So I just want to thank each and every one of them one by one. Ben Turner, our festival coordinator. Oh, I'm going to start getting emotional a bit. Ben Turner, for all his behind the scenes support and coordination. It was truly spectacular to be hosting the streams with you every day. Jeannie Maxwell, for their amazing work as producer of not only the awards, but of the festival overall, being responsible for heaps and heaps of programming, including some of our partner programs as well. Pritika Sachdev for going above and beyond with social media, as well as moderating the YouTube chat as well. Both Pritika, Jeannie, and Ben and I were also moderating. But thank you so much for handling the comms so smoothly and effortlessly. Marigold Bartlett for her kick-ass visual art expertise and handling all things visual art. Thank you so much for working with our visual identity artist this year, Cecile Richard, who I'll get to in a minute. But I also want to thank you for the gorgeous thumbnails that you all see on the YouTube streams. They brought the YouTube links and the overall presence of the festival alive. So thank you so much. I want to thank Cecile Richard for their visual identity work this year and for blessing us with their Bitsy games as well. But alongside Cecile, I want to also thank Jay Stewart for bringing alive the Freeplay Zone. They both worked so hard throughout the last couple of weeks putting that thing together, and it really brought the festival alive. And me alongside many other festival attendees are so blessed to have the Zone, and it's truly a blessing to have playable games and to be able to watch the stream with other festival attendees. It was the closest thing to being in person with other festival attendees. It felt like it brought the community together and felt like we all belonged. So thank you so much for creating such a cozy and welcoming space. I want to thank Demi Schenzel for their Freeplay edition of the gentle and lovely game Library of Babel. For those of you who haven't checked it out, it's still available. I want to thank Jonathan Rubok for being Freeplay's most charismatic awards MC. And last but not least, I want to thank Jason Imms for his big heart and passion for awards, passion for free play, and for his strong ethics for the judging process overall, and just for advocating for free play and emerging artists everywhere. From the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you. I want to thank all the amazing free play judges who went above and beyond this year, judging close to 80 games, deliberating on each and every single one of them for days after days after days, hours upon hours online. It was not easy, and I just want to say thank you for your time, thank you for your labor. I want to thank the Free Play board, particularly our chair, Claire Makita, for their constant support and trust in my ability to direct a festival. They're constant reminders of me making sure I don't bite off more than I can chew, for me to take care of myself, just asking if there's anything that they can do to help. I just super appreciate having such a supportive board. So thank you so much. I want to thank my partner, Helen, for all her support, for her care and patience and understanding, and for our daily chats every night on the phone. I don't think I could have done it without you, so thank you. I want to thank my housemates, Izzy, Lexi, and John, for their patience and support throughout the many, many months of organizing free play. And finally, I want to thank my little cat, Aslan, for asking me to feed him so I can stand up and take a break and stretch. I really hope, and I just want to re-thank all the speakers and all the attendees for tuning into Free Play this year. Without you, there would be no Free Play. You are Free Play. And I'm very blessed to be part of this community. I've felt like I've belonged ever since my very first Free Play in 2009, when I was actually a festival volunteer. And I'm very happy that the festival brings so many lovely people together for a celebration of independent games. Not only for a celebration, but also being able to have critical conversations around the culture and structures of the industry and of what it means to be an independent game maker. And to anyone else that I may have forgotten to mention, thank you so much for making Free Play possible. And that's all I have to say at the moment. I might pass it back over to you now, Jonathan.
Thank you, Chad. Always a blessing to hear from you as our festival director. I echo your thanks to everyone who makes this possible. For the most part, I just get to come in at the end and crack some wise, but I also get to sit back and drink in all the great work that everyone in our region and our community is doing all year. So for us here at Free Play, here in the broadcast room, it's time to hang up the headphones. But we'll be back next year as great games and art that changes the world is a fight that never stops. Keep fighting for what is right and just. Take rest, but never give up. I'm Jonathan Rubach. Good night, Free Play.